This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hi, I'm Steve Irvin with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. A draft of a Supreme Court opinion suggests justices will overturn Roe v. Wade. It's not an official ruling. That's not expected until June or even July. Once that happens, here's what changes in Arizona. A Senate spokesperson says a law passed in 1901, long before Roe v. would immediately go into effect. It would outlaw almost all abortions. The only exception is when the mother's life is in danger. It also makes it a crime to perform an abortion. Last year, lawmakers repealed the part that would punish women getting an abortion. This law trumps other abortion laws passed in recent years. Now, keep in mind, the Supreme Court wouldn't make abortion illegal. 21 states already have abortion protection laws on the books. Those would remain, as justices would defer decisions on abortion rights to the states. In the years leading up to the Roe v. Wade decision, abortion was illegal in most states, which meant traveling to obtain one or finding an underground source to help. That's why groups like the Clergy Consultation Service hope to get women safer options over so-called back alley abortions. One pastor explaining she got involved in the 1960s after hearing about someone's experience.
She was given an address, a code number, went to a brownstone in where she didn't know anyone. She was met by a doctor in a mask who did the procedure quickly without speaking a word to her.
According to CDC estimates, about 39 women died from self-induced or illegal abortions in 1972, the year before Roe was passed. To the other big story tonight, Phoenix Police Chief Jerry Williams is retiring. It comes amid a federal investigation into her department. Chief Williams shared a statement this morning saying the decision came after much prayer and consideration, going on to say the time feels right for me now to step aside. Williams took over the department in 2016. Planning to retire sometime this summer. And the move comes after the ABC15 investigators exposed she may have known about a scheme to falsely charge protesters as gang members, which is also part of that DOJ investigation. Tracking more of tonight's big stories, U.S. officials are now saying Phoenix Mercury star Britney Griner is being wrongfully detained in Russia. That means the State Department will likely be more aggressive in bringing her back to the U.S. She's been detained for 75 days after customs officials arrested her at the airport for reportedly having hashish oil in her luggage. A statement from Griner's agent says they expect the White House to do whatever is necessary to bring her home. Prosecutors in Idaho are seeking the death penalty for Lori Vallow Daybell. She's charged with the murders of two of her children, JJ and Tylee. Court paperwork shows prosecutors will seek the death penalty if convicted on any of the murder charges. Right now, the trial is set to start in October. The federal government taking action to keep Lake Powell from dropping any further. Right now, levels are getting close to the point where the Glen Canyon Dam wouldn't be able to produce power. That's why they're bringing in more water from a basin upstream and limiting how much water is released downstream to Lake Mead. The moves are expected to protect the lake levels for the next year. The state of Arizona scheduling its second death row execution since 2014. This time it is convicted murderer Frank Atwood. He's convicted of kidnapping and murdering an 8-year-old Tucson girl in 1984. Her body found dumped in the desert nearly 7 months after she disappeared. Atwood's execution is scheduled for June 8th, just weeks after Clarence Dixon is supposed to be executed. The Great Resignation is not slowing down. The Labor Department reporting 4.5 million people quit their jobs in March. The agency says more workers left jobs in business services and construction. According to experts at ZipRecruiter, more people quit if they were required to return to the office.
Tracking your most accurate forecast now, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. Sunny days will continue for a while with temperatures tomorrow morning starting off in the mid-60s around 6 o'clock, climbing into the mid-80s by midday and reaching a high of 93 degrees for your hump day. Across northern Arizona tomorrow, highs will stay in the mid-60s there in Flagstaff, Heber and Show Low too. Mid-70s there in Payson, 82 in Globe, and 90s as you head toward Pinal County into the valley and to the west as well. But beginning later this week, we're talking about potentially reaching 100 for the first time this year. We're calling for a high of 100 on Friday, which will be the first one of the year. Here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures remaining in the mid-90s through at least Thursday, and the hitting 100 by Friday, even hotter on Saturday, but turning breezy to windy beginning Sunday and early next week too, with temperatures dropping eventually into the 80s by Monday and Tuesday, with overnight lows in the 60s and 70s. But as far as the next couple of days, rather tranquil, but turning breezy and hot beginning Friday and for the early part of the weekend.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC 15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.